welcome to the Everyday Millionaire Show with Ryan Greenberg and Nick Kalfas. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Millionaire Show. We're here today doing another internal with Nick and Chasey Boy. What's going on, guys?
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, we were going to have a cool guest we're going to have in the future talking about assisted living space, which is something that has piqued my interest before. I don't know if you guys have ever...
I actually talked to somebody about assisted living. Might have been the same person.
For you to like move into one?
No, Ryan. For you, I was planning your future, but no, he does assisted living, and it was at the Everyday Millionaire event that I talked to him about it. So
I have two properties that it's not assisted living, and I don't run the business out of it, but one guy who rents my two properties runs I think it's like a rehabilitation, but they're just townhouses, but there's like multiple rooms, and he just is able to bring them in and have like a full-time staff there at the property to take care of whoever comes there, and the government pays for it. So anytime that the government's involved with funding, it's a great business to get into.
Yeah, so we'll have him on in the next couple of weeks, but that'll be a cool episode. So it's been a while since we've actually recorded a podcast.
Yeah, it's like 2 years, I feel like.
2 years. Yeah. It's probably been like a month.
Yeah.
Since an internal one at least.
Yeah.
So I guess we could do a little update. Nick, you said I thought I saw you refinancing a property the other day on Instagram. Is that not?
It was probably a purchase or a sale. Lately, I have not done any refinances. And what I mean by lately, probably the last 4 or 5 months.
Just flipping? Yeah,
just flipping, finding new deals that are appealing for flipping versus buying holds. A lot of it, when I first started doing that, I mean, I've been doing that now for like a year and a half, like more so flipping, but also acquiring rentals. But right now, it's just been strictly flipping. I did acquire a rental that I haven't refinanced yet, a month or so ago, but everything else has been buying and selling. Primarily at first because of high interest rates, and then with the whole DSCR situation that happened here in Baltimore, I've heard it's getting tough to refinance with the DSCR loan. So I guess I started flipping at a good time.
So how are you finding good deals right now? Because I just feel like everything that I'm looking at, like I used to have a standard of like, okay, if I'm not going to make X amount percent or X amount like dollar signs, I'm not going to do this job. Like, do you have like a threshold that you're looking for?
Yeah, like I won't buy to make $20,000 a flip. It's just not worth it for me.
You won't buy it if you can't make $20,000.
No, if I only make $20,000.
Right. So anything below $20,000, you're turning away.
Yeah. Gotcha. Anything below like 30 or 40, yeah. I won't. And some of the areas, like you guys know, I love Pigtown. Like there's probably my last 3 of my last 4 flips have been in Pigtown. I know the area very well. So when something comes up, I don't need time to analyze. I just know exactly how these houses are set up, on what streets, and what sells better in what part of Pigtown than other areas. So they have been, 3 flips in that area I've done. So I already knew the numbers. I can dial in quickly, act quickly, call the agent quickly or the wholesaler as soon as I see it pop up and offer on that property.
Are you seeing houses sit longer?
Yeah, for sure. I had, it's a little, I've seen properties sit longer. Yes. Now it's weird because there's a lot of active listings in Pigtown that sit longer. However, I've been lucky and fortunate to where when I post mine in Pigtown, they go pretty quickly. And I sold one at 774 West Cross Street, and that had a lot of activity. It was a little bit closer to the stadiums, a little bit farther away from Washington Boulevard, which is a more desirable area. And then I was flipping one on Sargent Street, which is a little bit lesser desirable area of Pigtown, and also changes zip codes. And there were agents that were looking at a house next door, one agent and a buyer of the one in Sargent Street. And my contractors were working on mine, and they were looking at the active listing next door to mine. And they asked my contractors if they can walk through. The house wasn't even 70% done. There was no floors installed. I don't think there was any countertop installed yet. The cabinets were in. But it was just a mess, and we were just under construction. And they immediately called me. They're like, hey, we want to put an offer on this house. They're like, how much do you want? And I told them how much I wanted, and it was like 20 grand more than the house next door that's completely done or whatever. And they were like, let's do it. And they wrote an offer on it that same day. Or it might have been the next day. And we weren't under contract. And I don't know why. They were like, this one just shows better. And I'm like, well, my house it's not even done yet. I guess they were just visualizing how it's going to be done.
Well, Chase could talk on that because he just sold a couple of pre-sold houses. It's the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, like the market seems like buyers are really scary. Like they're scared of everything. So I've had 2 or 3 deals blow up recently, and we can dive into one of them. But it's interesting that you're like having buyers walk through and be like, yeah, like I'm ready to pull the trigger, because like right now I'm seeing a lot of the opposite.
Yeah, it went under contract to where it was in that period where you need 2 appraisals for FHA. When their first appraisal came, the house still wasn't even done yet. So they had ordered their appraisal.
Did they have to wait 90 days?
For what?
An FHA.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they had to order 2 appraisals. I think because it was within 6 months. I think that's the
have you owned the property for more than 90 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so your close date, and then there's a 90-day threshold from when they can close or write the contract.
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't that quick.
Yeah,
it wasn't that quick. But
gotcha.
We were under construction for a
couple months.
And it rolled into that probably over 90 days.
Gotcha.
But I was surprised because the lender didn't even reach out. I guess the buyer's agent didn't let the lender know, like, hey, maybe you should wait. But another thing is, I didn't have to stage it. I didn't have to pay, $13.50 to have it staged. I didn't have to pay for professional photos.
Yeah.
Did they ask you for anything, like to pick the paint colors or anything like that?
No.
Because that's where it gets to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That's been really tricky. Are you listing your own flips too?
Yeah. So they came and looked at that property, and they were like, there was another one that we were interested in, but it went under contract. And I was like, which one was it? And they said 774 Wars Cross. And I said, oh, that was mine too. So I guess because they put 2 and 2 together, they realized like this house is going to be done the same way as that one. That's why they were like, oh, I want this one instead of the one next door that was for sale for $20,000 less.
You're just a wild man, just listing your own flips out there, all that liability.
Yeah, I mean, I got jammed up at least once.
Yeah.
I got a $5,000 fine or whatever through the GBBR.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it's easier like when it's not like that being an agent isn't really your career field, so it's like if you get hit, it is what it is. You just eat it as an investment.
I mean, $5,000 on all the deals.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
You're saving money. I mean, we pay people like on my team like flat fees or whatever to list ours just to remove that liability piece. But like, if I lose my license, I mean, this is what I do full time. So like, then I'd have to turn into an investor full time and be like you. So, which wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, not at all.
Full-time investor right now is tough business.
I feel like it would be tough
business.
It's more managing right now for me with just managing the portfolio.
Yeah.
Occupying vacant units, turning over units quickly, getting them occupied quickly, and it's a struggle right now with units. I feel like a lot of things are sitting, and it's going to become more difficult heading into the fall and winter.
Yeah,
getting properties.
Is the rental market slowing down too? Like placing tenants?
Yeah, everything is slow.
Really? I just noticed that like if it's not turnkey and it has to be sharp. If it's not sharp, buyers get super scared. Actually, just talked to one of my sellers recently. Glen Burnie property. She listed originally. This is a newer investor, just got her contractor's license. Probably one of the bigger projects I've seen, an investor do as far as like she gutted the whole entire house. Piping, HVAC, plumbing, everything. Pulled it all. Redid everything, permits, everything. Listed at $560. The agent wasn't moving it. She called me, wanted me to list it. I told her, hey, I'm not going to list it unless we're at like $530, $540. Because it's Glen Burnie, right? Like, I think the price range on that one was just a little high. And so we ended up, to make a long story short, we ended up getting down to $470, a cash offer, no financing contingencies, no appraisal contingencies. There was a 7-day inspection contingency. They went through their inspection contingency, had a mold test. The agent forgot to send me the PIN, or just, I don't know. She just had a lapse. She calls me. She's like, Chase, I messed up. She was like, I forgot to send you the PIN. There's a mold issue. The buyers want to back out. And I was like, yeah, you did mess up, didn't you? So they're forfeiting their $5,000 EMD after we told them we will take care of everything, give them a certificate and a mold test. They don't care.
But what did them not sending you the PIN have to do with them backing out?
Because it was outside of their
contingency. They're outside of their contingency.
Oh, so they didn't send it.
She didn't send the pin within the 7 days.
I gotcha. Okay. But you guys agreed to anyway to fix it, but they were still backing out. So it didn't matter either way.
Of course. My seller didn't want to lose a deal. She's been on the market for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is even if they would have sent the pin in a timely fashion and it was like to remediate the mold on there, they still wanted to back out, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
They probably would have terminated the contract and not gotten charged their EMD.
Oh, because they didn't send you the
They're
pin.
losing their,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, these buyers don't even care, and they're just going to forfeit a $5K EMD. Yeah. Luckily, with her company, she's with Redfin, so Redfin is reimbursing them. But I told her yesterday because she called me, and she was like, well, the sellers don't really want to release it. They feel like you guys knew about the mold. And I was like, well, you can tell them good luck, trying to prove that, because we didn't have a mold test. We didn't have anything. And if it was another investor, right, that didn't pull permits or something like that, like I probably wouldn't have spoken so confidently and just been like, hey, like we probably need to move along before like it gets ugly. But like with her, I'm very confident because she pulled everything. She has all her permits straightened away. And she's losing money on this deal. So if we go back to market, just talked to a lawyer the other day about this. If we go back to market and we sell it for less than what the contracted price is right now, since they are in breach of contract, the buyer could be responsible for damages. So if we sell it for $20K less, she could go sue them for $20K less and all the hard interest money that she's paying.
Yeah. Can you briefly describe what a PIN is for everyone listening?
Yeah, it's the property inspection notice. And so like this is something that I've seen a lot of agents, the one on Old Hartford messed on your property, messed that up. Remember, she didn't send it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it costed her clients 1% in that deal. And so the property inspection notice is you have a contingency period for your inspection period, typically 7 to 10 days. And that's for you to get the property inspected and send over this property inspection notice, which is you requesting any repairs done that was found on the inspection. And so if you don't get that over within the 7 calendar days, let's be very specific here, unless somebody puts in there it's business days, it's always default calendar days. So that's Saturday and Sunday. And if you don't hit that time frame, then you're out of your contingency window and you would be in breach of contract. And the seller doesn't have to fix anything. So we were even offering to fix the problem, and they still didn't want to go.
And that's so I just had a contract fall out, and I'm concerned now because when I go to homes.com, it shows the days on market as the days we were under contract, in addition to when I first listed it. So let's say I was days on market before I went under contract originally. Let's say it was 13 days, and I was under contract for 45 days. It's showing like all those days.
Yep.
And then I went to the MLS, but then it took it off to where it shows just when I went back active again. But then I'm worried, is it going to get pushed out there as it would for a new listing, because it was under contract within 13 days, went off the market basically because it was under contract for 45 days, and now I'm relisting it. And this is I've never had an experience like this ever. It was a single family house in Baltimore City. I bought it from a local auction company here in Baltimore, and there was a guy living in there. We got him, evicted after we closed on the property because it was a foreclosure. Did the whole entire renovation, permits and everything. Got my UNO. Got it under contract. The buyer got a home inspection. Obviously, they ran the water for 30 minutes. There started to become a pond out back as they're running the water, and I'm it was 20 feet from the back. I'm okay, easy fix. They put in the PIN request, and we're we're gonna fix everything. We start digging. We dug 6 inches, and we hit a concrete. And then we dug around, and it was a concrete circle. And we took the lid off. It was a freaking old cesspool in the backyard. It wasn't even on public sewer. It was on public water. And to think Baltimore City, you're thinking every other house around there has public sewer. It's just the way that this house was positioned, it didn't have public sewer. So I'm I never in a million years would have thought, because I don't do houses in Hartford County in areas where well and septic are commonly found. And then after learning about everything, there's only 19 septic systems in Baltimore City, but this wasn't even a septic system. It was an old cesspool. So the difference between a septic system and a cesspool is a cesspool, it was made way before septic systems even existed. And I think they took the old well and made that the cesspool pit, and then kind of just ran one drain field out into the woods. So I'm this is a nightmare. So anyway, I called septic companies. I called plumbers. What can we do? and septic companies were like, if we go to put a permit in for a new septic system, if there's public sewer close by, the city is most likely going to make you connect. And I said, how much do you think that will cost? They said, to do everything, probably close to $100,000. Mm-hmm. I'm like, there's no way I'm paying $100,000 to get something in here that's, a functional sewer system. So I called a couple of plumbers, and it's like a utility worker that I had to get in touch with.
It's not a regular plumber.
So I've learned all of this along the way.
Are you using?
I don't know what the company was called, but my plumber connected me with the utility guy, and they were able to come out, connect it to the main. But the buyer got cold feet and they backed out. So now that's why.
How much did it cost you?
$16,000. Yeah.
Did they back out under contingency?
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad also because I had no clue it was on that, and they just felt, they were like, I didn't disclose it, but I didn't. As soon as they failed, the inspection failed for that water coming out the backyard. Well, it didn't fail, but it was like in the inspection report. When we started digging, that's when we realized we're like, hey, look, this is a cesspool. Mm-hmm. Like, this isn't even connected to this public sewer. When I listed it on the public sewer because I thought, and that's something I've never done. I never snaked a drain on a house. Like, and you don't run water in the houses that you're doing full renovations on because they're fully under construction, so you don't have water to run.
I now get a camera because I just had one of our rentals that it ended up costing me $24,000 to fix. And I got $10,000 back from insurance, but the pipe ran underneath the entire basement, and it ended up being cast iron. Mm-hmm. We finished the whole basement like 4 or 5 years ago. They had to tear up the entire basement floor. We had shit coming up in the sump pump, and we were like, "How is shit getting in the sump pump?" But there was a broken pipe, basically a rotted pipe underground, and it was going into the drain tile. And so we had to literally, there was poop like literally getting like just caught up in the sump pump drain. It was crazy. So they had to tear up the entire floor, all the LVP flooring, concrete, excavation, dig in a new pipe, lay it down, basically refinish the entire basement. It was a fucking nightmare. So now whenever especially if the clean out's in the back, we would just assume that the pipe went back, towards the back. It went all the way up
to the front.
Yeah. So I've been it's like $400 to have a guy come out with a nice camera.
It's like, I'm thinking about my main guy was like, we should just buy one.
I have one.
$1,500 or $2,000. But
I have one, but it's kind of like a cheapy one. I think it was less than $1,000. But the plumbers can actually like look and like diagnose like.
So if I can get like whatever that is, if that's like around $2,000, that's probably worth it because then you pay for your first 5 snakes that you do or cameras or your next 5 houses, then it pays for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was more. I think his is like a lot more.
Yeah. That happened at one of your rentals though, or like a property you were managing?
No, one of mine that we own.
Oh Lord.
So why did the insurance only cover a portion of it?
So insurance only covers the damages occurred because of the leak. They don't cover
the actual pipe.
The actual pipe.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
that happened. Something similar happened at Benfield with the driveway and stuff.
Yeah, luckily that was all outside though.
Yeah.
This was through the whole inside of the fucking house.
And that's just crazy. And you mentioned cast iron, like that's the worst type of material. Once years go by, and for it to be run across the whole entire finished basement, unfinished basement, much easier. But to run across the whole finished basement,
and then to make matters worse, my tenant has been there since I rebuilt the house. She's super nice, but she has the basement, like her family member, uncle, whatever, lives down there and pays rent. So he couldn't live there during this like month of time that we were renovating it. So I had to give her like relief on rent too, obviously, because she couldn't use half of her fucking house. So I probably gave her another $5,000 or so in just free rent.
Damn.
So that was a tough one. So from now on, I just want to see what that looks like, because if there's metal, even if there's PVC in the house,
it could
that
be
doesn't mean
as cast iron. Yep.
Like they could have put a Furco right on top of that metal and put a piece of PVC in there, and you would never know unless you put a camera down there or jackhammer.
I mean, that's in most scenarios. Even when you do a full renovation and you run PVC from the ground all the way through the house, they don't. Most of the time, people don't go and dig in the front yards to replace the main line. Right. They just connect it like you said
until it breaks. Mm-hmm. So that was a shitty shitty couple weeks for one of our properties. That's what's tough. Like right now, like people that are buying these properties without any cash flow, like that just ate 4 years of my cash flow. Mm-hmm. Just that one issue. So if like you don't have deep pockets and you're not making cash flow on your properties, like you got to be careful because one of those things can kill you.
No, 100%. And every month I still get like, paper statements for my mortgages for all the properties, and I'll, open them all up by myself and I'll just look at it. And I'm like, every time I see the ones that were like refinanced at 4.25 or the ones that are like $120,000 debt due or less, I'm like happy about those. And then when I see the ones that were like bought a little bit higher and the higher interest rates, I'm like, from this one to that one, it's like a huge difference. And you can clearly see that just looking at these two pieces of paper here.
Yeah, I've been looking at some deals just in like this area, and obviously like Pasadena, Glen Burnie, Arnold, like there's some nice houses that you can scoop for like $350, $370, but like the cash flow, like you're saying, is like $150, $200, and I'm just like, dude, even if I replace everything, like just one issue goes wrong. Yeah,
a maintenance issue, right, could go wrong, but a bigger thing is like tenant like turnovers, non-payment, rehab after a tenant moves out just to get it turned over, because that's like now you're holding on to like a $350,000 mortgage versus like $150,000 mortgage during those periods too.
So I will say though, I manage stuff on all ends of the spectrum from Section 8 all the way to $1 million houses here in Zabrna Park, and typically the higher end, the turnovers are a lot less because the tenants actually take care of the place. They actually clean it up. They actually do what they're supposed to do. So like a lot of the times with like some of the, I would say like all the stuff that's in the Canton, like really high end, we can move people in and out like in the same week. It's
like very desirable. I've noticed that with like certain areas, and then you compare it to like Dundalk, Essex, Middle River. I feel like tenants are all over it. Whereas if you're in like maybe Bel Air, Addison, or even Pigtown, it's a little bit slower for tenants to move on those versus the ones that are in like the county areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's part of management too. You just got to be super strict with management and charge them. Like we're just going to collections with people on stuff. If they're gonna ruin the house, it takes years to collect the money. But like people have to be held accountable.
Yeah, no, it's a lesson learned for them. If nobody ever does anything, then they're going to be like, I can do it again to the next landlord. So it's good. Regardless, like I said, like you said, and I know as well that you file collections, you might not even see that money, but it's also a point made to that tenant, like maybe they'll, on their end, not screw it up again for the next landlord.
Yeah.
Or at least the landlord will see it on record like, oh, this person has a collections case. Let me be more cautious when I'm screening them.
Yeah, I was just talking to Sean about like just buying in general, and like we were going through a couple different options of like, all right, well, I mean, does it even make sense? Like right now, it just seems like he was like, why are you trying to buy so hard? And I was like, dude, it just seems like a good time. Like when everybody else starts getting cold feet, it's like it seems like that's a good time, and you start seeing price drops. I'm like, dude, I feel like there's deals even on market that could be had. But like a lot of the wholesale deals, I still don't see like makes. I got sent one that was in my neighborhood yesterday, a sub 2 deal in my neighborhood, and the dude's like, yeah, the monthly payment is $2,800, the long term rent is $2,800. I was like, what? What? And then he's like, short term and midterm. I'm like, hey, dude, just to let you know, this is my neighborhood. The HOA won't allow a short term rental. Like you could do midterm rental, but it has to be 90 days.
Yeah, I feel like they try, a lot of these wholesalers, they want to do something. I give them credit for at least trying, but at the same time, most of them don't know their numbers. And that's the sad part about it.
And a lot of people a lot of the back end buyers of those wholesalers are losing money right now.
That Glen Burnie deal, that agent or that contractor, she bought from a wholesaler. The wholesaler made 50 bands off her, 50 racks. And she's losing like 80,000 right now by the day.
That's a very common thing that I'm seeing, and that's why we talk about my business a little bit. Like, I'm not doing work for investors anymore. I'm pretty much done. Like, besides the big stuff, the big commercial stuff.
Is that because has it slowed down from your customer standpoint, or have you just been like, it's just not making sense for you as in your business?
It just doesn't make sense to do the projects because all these people get to the end and they run out of money. Things always cost more than what they think it's going to cost. And they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay. So,
but your customer clientele has changed too. Like, Severna Park has really picked up for you as well. So like, I think I've seen it shift on my perspective. Like, dude, we were talking about flipping. It's just like, he's like, dude, I got like 3 additions and I got 12 kitchens I'm doing right now. He's like, why would I flip? And I'm like, dude, that makes sense. Like, you should be, doing homeowner stuff. And I think that's picked up for you, right?
Yeah. So like the typical investor, I would scrape by like 10% net, at the end of the day. So if I did $100,000 job, maybe I'm making 10 grand. $100,000 job, you think probably is like a 2-3 month job. You make at the end of the day 10 grand. Whereas like a nice master bathroom remodel, I would make 10 grand, and it would take 7 days. So like, why would I go buy a house, pay the lender, do all this stuff, take the risk when I could just go build a bathroom, a kitchen, you make more, an addition, you make more. And we're actually just another thing we could talk about. I just engaged with a marketing agency, a local marketing agency in Canton, and it's funny. I was actually like Google. I was at the beach this week in OBX, and I was just Googling Maryland-based marketing companies for construct. I wanted something for like that new contracting companies and construction companies, and the first one that came up on Google, I was like looking through their pictures and about me and all that stuff. And I saw a dude that I knew from my gym that lives in Shipley's. He's like our age. And I knew he did some sort of marketing for like construction companies, and I saw his face, so I texted him and I hit him up, and I had a sales call with them, and they're going to take over like all SEO, social media, video, like basically everything, and get me like, I was like, I want to be number 1 on Google when people type in kitchen remodels in Severna Park, in Arnold, in Annapolis. And that's what they said they do. And they do it specifically for construction companies.
Nice.
Typically like larger scale, like commercial people, but they take on smaller companies.
What's something like that run?
About $60,000 a year.
That's fair.
Yeah. So if the way that I look at it is, if I wanted to hire somebody, and this is what this guy kind of explained to me, and it makes sense. So like, I would have like 4 different divisions that I would work with. Like, there's an SEO division, and I have a rep, and that all they do is SEO. And then I have a social person. All they do is social media. Like, then I forget what, there's like 4 categories of people. And the way he pitched it, and it made sense, he's like, you can go hire one person and they could maybe be mediocre at each one of these things, or you can hire us for the same amount of money. 60,000 is about what I would have to pay a starting like marketing person. And we will have 4 people that specialize in exactly what you want them to specialize in. And I don't have to worry about the employee taxes and the workers' compensation and all that compliance stuff that we're going through right now with the consulting company that we're paying a lot of fucking companies to tell us what to do, it seems like. But that's kind of the direction that I want to go. I want to be like, I have that sign up, dude. That sign on Evergreen has been just crushing. He actually, the guy on the sales call, when he's like, are you P. Home Remodeling, the same company doing that house on Evergreen? He's like, I live in Severna Park. I'm like, yeah, that's us. So I'm going heavy on the marketing for the homeowners and residential remodels, new builds, stuff like that. It's just better money, man. For less, there's still risk, obviously, but I think why this part of my business is going so well is because the real estate is struggling, because people aren't moving. Instead, they're putting an addition on because they want to go bigger.
Something that we were talking about too is like, Severna Park is very intra-family, right? So you get somebody that their grandma's lived in that house 40, 50, 60 years. It's paid off. Now they pass it down to the grandchild or their daughter or whatever. And they're like, all right, well, I know I don't want to sell this paid off house. I could, but I'm going to pay a bunch of capital gains. It's also Severna Park. So why wouldn't I just move in it, spend 200, 300K, pull a HELOC or whatever, and then renovate it? Like, to me, that makes sense. Or they're in a situation where they did refi and they have like a 2.25% or 3% rate and they don't want to move. Mm-hmm. So they'll just pop the top and do an addition. So,
that's pretty much that one on Evergreen. That's what it was his grandmother's house. Mm-hmm. And he took it over when she passed away, and he's doing a giant rehab on it and making it a brand new house in Severna Park. Those other people on Cedar, the big house on Cedar that we're rebuilding, that again, those people, they owned the house and they were like, instead of buying another one, they just built their own. So I don't know. I think that business is going to do well as the real estate market struggles. So that's kind of been our focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. As we all know, 4 or 5 years ago, a homeowner can get a 2-3% interest. So why would they even sell that? It's actually almost foolish to, even if somebody like absolutely has to move, let's say, for example, for work, like they should keep that house. And if they had to move, just buy another house, because
it's free money, dude.
Yeah. Selling a house that you have 2 or 3%, it's just not a good business choice.
It's not a good business choice.
To me, people are like, oh, well, rates will get down there. And it's like, dude, I don't know, man. Unless there's something
just announced today, it was like 0.25 drop. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So, and that doesn't have anything to do with really the mortgage rates. A little bit, but not really. So, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see low rates for a little while. Like, I think that they're going to stay kind of where they're at, or maybe get a little bit lower. But I don't know. I think less people are moving and doing additions and staying where they're at.
But this is like where I tell my agents too, is like, okay, well, it slows up for you business wise, but this could also be an opportunity for you to start adding properties to your portfolio, picking up good deals that have set on the market. Because I was talking to one agent the other day, and she said she had a cash buyer. There was a house on the water. It was listed at $950, and they came in, offered $870, and they took it. And it's like there's deals to be had there. It's just how long are people willing to sit? The one in Shipley's you had, or not you had, but you were competing with, it did a $50K price drop.
Is it pending yet?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. I just looked the other day. I was like,
that's good.
It's a nice house.
It's nicer than the one that I'm selling, yeah. Unfortunately.
I would say anything over like...
But those guys are taking a bath on that house.
Yeah.
Like they're losing a lot of money there.
Yeah.
So was that like a home? That house was done and they were selling it to a homeowner, the one that reduced $50,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like turnkey stuff. But even the ones that aren't, like there's one in Arnold that we're looking at right now, and Sean's like taking a couple of his investors through that. Like those people, it looked like an investor picked it up at an auction, thought they were going to flip it, and now they're like trying to resell it and like now walk away. And Sean called the agent, was like, this is what we're offering. And she was like, yeah, that's not going to work. He's going to lose money. And Sean's like, I don't know what that's got to do with me, but this is the offer. Can you present it? It doesn't matter if he's losing money or not. Like, this is what we're willing to pay right now. And,
yeah.
Or you can just sit on it.
On the market, they'll come to that realization.
Yeah.
So you want to hear a cool business idea that I saw on Instagram today that I want to do maybe? So mobile kitchen, right? So when I'm doing like a kitchen remodel, you have a kitchen in a trailer. Dude, I'll have Carl.
Mobile showroom?
Let's see if Carl can post this on
I think
the
like
video.
So that they can cook, but...
Yeah, no, so they can cook.
There's carry out though.
Look. Pretty cool. We'll have to have Carl post this video.
I mean, what's the average time frame of like...
So I looked this company up. It was...
No, the average time frame for you to do a kitchen.
Like 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so I guess that is...
And
I'm confused. Who's the clientele?
No, it's for if he's doing a rehab kitchen, it's for the homeowners to have a kitchen to use in the meantime.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna rent it to him or no?
Yeah. So that's what this company does. It's called Kitchen Cube. They're out of the UK. Mm-hmm. This is actually cool. Kitchen Cube. You should send me a check for this plug. they rent it by the week or by the month. So 1 week is $350. 2 weeks is $585. 3 weeks is $820. 4 weeks is $1,000. So typically, let's just say a kitchen is, and it's $235 a week after that. So that's like an extra $5. So it's like $1,500 for the entirety of the time that you. Because like we're starting a kitchen on Monday. We're about to tear their kitchen out. We're doing a lot of shit in there, moving electric, moving some plumbing, blah blah blah. That's 6 weeks. They're not gonna have anything to cook with, besides like a microwave that they could plug in somewhere maybe. But they could just get a trailer delivered with a nice little kitchen in it and pay $1,500. And at the price point that I'm doing these kitchens at, $1,500 is really not like that much.
Right.
You get a couple of those trucks with trailers in it.
Yeah.
And then I could start calling other remodelers, like high-end, remodeling companies, and getting them to sell it to their clients.
Yeah. Or just adding it in their package.
Right. For $2,000, you get a kitchen. You get a temporary kitchen.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Well, so yeah, I think adding it on versus like adding it after, offering it after, like, look, we can include this into this deal. That way, it's like it is an upsell, but then it's also you're providing something else, something that another contractor isn't providing. Yeah. Like you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm not gonna have a kitchen for 6 weeks. What am I gonna do? Oh, there's a kitchen right outside for me.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you just build that into your price. Like, however long the rehab's
if they want to take it off, have them take it off.
Yeah, and then if they're like, this price is a little higher, and then like, oh yeah, it's because you're getting a mobile kitchen. I can actually take that off here. It'll be $2,000 less.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, so how much do you think, like a trailer, a 16? I was just looking these up because I was looking at trailer.
Like 6,000, 8,000 for the trailer.
Yeah. So you can get a good trailer for $6,000, right? How much can it cost to build out one of those things? 10 grand, maybe?
Yeah. I'd say 15,000 for the whole thing.
15,000 with appliances.
Well, yeah,
You got to have a water tank though, right? And then a holding tank.
No, you would have a hose hookup like the boat does. So like when we get to like when we get to shore, you just plug in a hose, and the hose runs, and then you just have an under the sink water heater
and a filter.
And you can have a filter. You could put a filter right onto the hose connection, but you just pop like a camper would. You know, like a camper has, you just connect the hose to it, and then it'll have like a drain tank for the gray water that, just like a porta potty, you'd have to come and have somebody service it every so often or whatever.
Well, that's a good thing. They wouldn't be like using the bathroom in there, so they would.
It's just gray water from the sink. Would be the only thing.
And then I guess a generator to run the stuff. Or
I would just run a plug from their house.
Yeah.
Plug it right in. You could get a like propane grill to go, so you have propane for the grill, and then electric, just a plug, and you could even get like a 30 amp plug, like for like a boat, like a bigger one, so you can put like a microwave and all that. I don't know, man. Could be a cool project.
Could be an opportunity.
Could be an opportunity. So I had another thing. Oh, sad about Charlie Kirk, huh?
Yeah.
We should pay some sort of tribute to him. That's really sad.
It is.
I've been seeing all sorts of crazy conspiracies and stuff. But ultimately, they caught the guy, and it was just it was a kid.
Yeah, and it's one thing to like imagine doing something like that. I'm sure there's a lot of people who didn't like him wanting to do something like that, and then it's another thing to like actually planning out and actually follow through with it, which that kid obviously did, and it's like crazy, just the whole situation.
Yeah, I posted something the other day. I was really like kind of hesitant on posting, and I think a lot of us, I mean, I'm sure you guys probably had to think like, oh, like I have clients or somebody's gonna see this, or I think that's just sad, man, like that we have to think about that before we post views. But like, should we die for our opinions? And that's literally what he did. And the problem that I had is like, people are acting like that we're praising him, or we're like he's some god we're worshiping because we're like mourning his death. The problem is it's not just about who he was, but it was what he stood for on free speech. And that's my biggest issue with it, is like, people are like, oh, well, what about the kids that, you know, got shot in Colorado? It's like, yes, that's awful as well. Like, I 100% agree with you. Nobody's life is more valuable than the other person's life. The problem is when you start having political assassinations and we start killing each other for opinions, that's what civil war, like, that's how civil war happens. So like, that's my big thing, is like, I understand like anybody that gets assassinated is awful, but on the same token is like, political assassination is like, it is what it's what it is.
To bring some levity to this conversation, can we imagine just for a second the left versus the right? We have a bunch of blue-haired people with beanies on and you know, whatever. What are those people called? The fuzzies, the furries, the furries. We got a bunch of furries coming out, and then it's all the rednecks and all the people on the right with all the guns. It would be a riot to watch.
Well, it's also interesting. It's like the first one's the point to like gun violence is the people that are killing people with guns.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. It's like, we need more gun control. It's like, no, we need more mental health control.
People control.
And at first, you know, when it came out, we didn't really know what was going on. The news didn't know what was going on. And they were saying, people on Facebook who were like, you know, supported what the shooter did, they're like, oh, look at this now. It was a Republican who shot him, you know, a straight guy who's a Republican. And then we find out that he was having sexual relations with transgender, and he wasn't Republican. You know, so the truth finally came out. But like, to see people post like, oh, you know, this guy had a gun and he's Republican, when that wasn't even the case.
Yeah, and then the dad turns him in after going to the priest, and also they turn the reward money down and is giving it to the Charlie Kirk family.
I saw it, but okay, wait.
I don't know if that was true, but
we have to fact check that.
I don't know. I just saw that.
So yeah, I saw that too, but then I also saw something that's saying that was fake. That like, it wasn't $1 million reward; it was like $100,000.
So it was $100,000 reward from the FBI, but apparently some political figures, and I don't know. This is just Facebook news, right? But a couple political figures like offered a bigger reward of $1 million and so on, and it grew.
So there's a lot of stuff circulating the web that's like AI generated, and it's more so to get a debate going and clicks and views and comments. However, the director of the FBI did say that the night that he was turned in, the $100,000 was released. So that's a fact, because the director of the FBI said that.
Yeah. I also saw somebody else say that the FBI has never actually given a reward for
like anything.
Yeah.
Really?
And
yeah.
But then there's always like those top 10.
Yeah. Most wanted.
Yeah.
Most wanted. Don't they have a reward?
I would think.
Yeah. I don't know. I just saw, again, this is all just like,
this is all fake news. Just so you guys know, you're listening. We are literally talking. We have no idea what we're talking about. We are not political commentators or know anything about this subject at all. So, before you roast us, too bad in the comments.
They had to offer something because so many hours passed.
Yeah.
Like, he should have been caught that same day.
It is crazy that he got away
for that long.
Yeah.
If he wanted to get away like forever, after the first 24 hours, it would have been super easy for him to.
Yeah. If he could have got to Mexico or Canada, dude.
You know, yeah. I mean, with the messages with his transgender boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you know, he was like telling him or her, hey, look, you know, put the gun here, don't say anything, blah, blah, blah. But he was the first one who said something, like, and they were cooperative with the FBI. But he could have easily just.
But yeah, there's so many cameras, so like facial recognition eventually would get used.
Well, no, like he would have gotten identified just like his dad identified him. However, he could have been so far away to where it would have been like a chase to find him.
Right.
Versus his dad saying, hey, look, this is where he lives over here. Go get him. And if they didn't offer that money, would his dad probably still would have turned him in. But that's another question. Like, the FBI they just didn't have any leads at that point. They were like, we have to offer this money.
Well, apparently they underestimated how many people were going to be there. There was like over 3,000 some people there, apparently.
I think that's the biggest campus in Utah.
And they only had like 6 cops or something, is from what I heard. Again, this is speculation, but I just think it's crazy that happens. business idea for you is, I heard this after this, and this is obviously not cool by any means, but like, what about like a security company that has drones and you have like 8 people?
I was just gonna say drones. Like, why to
that records the whole time, like 4 drones,
and it's like an AI, like an AI that could just like pick up on guns or
and
something.
Scan.
You telling me we can't do that?
Like you can't see a rooftop when everyone's standing on the ground, but like
as you said that before you even said drone, I was in my head. I was thinking drone. Like that, you could literally do it with a fucking DJI, like Maverick or whatever.
$2,000 bucks.
Like, yeah, for $2,000, you get a couple of people.
You have like 8 pilots. Throw them up, and then as one comes down, another goes up, and you just keep rotating them, and you're just like scanning the area. And you're telling me we don't have AI that could be built in that like picks up on a gun or like metal or something moving, that just like alerts you, right? Yeah. Like, hey, look into this person, and they fly down and check. Like, dude, you could probably charge like $10,000 for security. Like,
he had to so that kid had to carry a rifle, jump up onto a roof of a college campus unseen. That's fucking crazy as it is. Like, getting away with getting up on the roof, first of all. So you get up on the roof with a gun. You have to walk through campus to get there. And then, like, going through that whole... he said in the text, I guess he was planning it for like a week.
Yep.
But think about it, man. We're so all caught up in our day-to-day and our phones. Like, if you go to an event... You don't think that something like that so crazy is going to happen that you just suspect this guy that's walking with a gun.
Or,
you know, like even if he gets on the roof, you're like, maybe that's just the security getting on the, like the one kid, there is a video of like, oh, this guy's on the roof, but he's kind of getting up on there late. Like they thought the security was just late and that he was a sniper for Charlie Kirk. Didn't even know. So like somebody saw him, but like you wouldn't expect that.
I would at one of those fucking events.
Now, 100%.
I mean, that's a lot of when you get that many people riled up and and people get radicalized. I don't know, it's super sad. This is another crazy thing. Then we could stop talking about death so much, but they said that the potential for death penalties on the table, and it would be by firing squad. Wild. That seems so
ironic,
medieval.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, ironic, I guess too, but that's wild.
Everybody was saying too, a 200-yard shot is like, it's got to be a professional. Dude, I'm in the military, or I was in the military. I have a hunting background. By any means, 200 yards is not a hard shot. And
I think in the 6, it was a big.
Yeah, in the neck where he hit, I definitely either think he was aiming chest or head. Some people were saying if he was aiming chest, because he was so elevated that he missed a little high. That's why. But like 200 yards is not a hard shot at all.
The 30-06 is a big caliber, so like it had some buck to it. So that that's probably why he missed high, because most of the time you would aim for their chest.
Well, you anticipate the pull when you pull the trigger.
If you were a professional. But I don't think he was like...
No, if you're not a professional, you anticipate it. So you're kind of jerking a little bit because you're like trying to give with the gun as it shoots. If you're a professional, you're squeezing it tight. You're just slow and steady, and it keeps you more precision. But when you are an amateur, you kind of jerk back a little bit, anticipating the kick. So that's why a lot of people miss, or they, the trigger, they're not smooth.
It definitely makes me want to go to events a lot less.
Yeah,
knowing how safe they are not.
Yeah,
100%. Like that is concerning. You think about, I think about this all the time, like how many places I could have snuck in a weapon. Like I accidentally took a pocket knife, like a big DeWalt pocket knife, to Grenada, when my brother was there. Like on the plane, through TSA, through customs, had no idea it was there. I ended up just leaving it there because I didn't check a bag. But I was like, damn, I got a fucking knife on this plane. And then you see somebody get away with assassinating somebody on top of a rooftop. Like, we ain't safe anywhere.
No.
It's crazy.
And guns is not going to stop violence, man. I promise you.
No.
It's not going to stop violence.
Anyway, moving on to this will actually come out, so we don't have to spend too much time on this, but Chase and I might not be back hosting the podcast ever again after this weekend. There's a chance that one of us may die out on the Ironman course. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it all there. It's the last race, the biggest one of the year.
Who's more excited to get it over with?
Probably me. Yeah, I'd definitely say me.
I'm ready to.
I think we're equally ready to get it over with, but I'm more excited to get it over with.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready. I was like good until like 3-4 weeks ago. Then when it got like really crazy with long weekends, and we were like working out for like 6 hours a day. And I actually told Paige yesterday, I was like, what am I gonna do after?
Wait, are you gonna like slow down on like working out?
I mean, I'm gonna still like stay in shape, but I'm not gonna do 6 hour Saturdays.
Yeah,
like I might do 2 hours.
Dude, how nice has this week been?
This week, yeah, this taper week has been really nice. I haven't really done too much, couple short runs and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm ready, man. It's been a fucking brutal couple months of training. I am nervous about the run. It's my longest run ever. It's my longest bike ever too. My longest bike was like 102 miles. Now we're doing 112. My longest run was like 18, I think, 17, 18.
Was that in another Ironman?
No, it was just a training run a couple weeks ago.
And that's like solo probably.
Wait, so you
probably didn't bike and then run.
So this is actually like a full Ironman. The last one was like,
70.3.
So that was half.
Half, yeah.
Okay. And you did the half one too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the first full one.
Yeah. First one for all of us. Yeah.
I'm going to cry. I know I'm going to cry.
So it's me, Ben, Chase, and Matt. And we're going to talk about trying to stick together in some way, figure it out after we get out of the water, because we all swim a little bit different speeds. But to just have
people with you.
People
and just
with us.
Finish it, really. Yeah.
So until somebody craps out, we're going to try to stick together. And
I think even if like someone craps out, like I'm still gonna stick with people. Like I don't want to be by myself, dude. The 27-mile run is gonna be awful.
26.2. It's not even 27.
Whatever, dude. Like after a 100-mile bike, the other day, like last couple weeks ago when we did our 100-mile bike, like I was so done with working out that day, and I was just like, I'm ready to go.
Did you run at all after that?
I did.
They did. I had to go show house.
5 miles.
5 miles. Were you like dead after that?
Yeah. But like I did it like as a training run, so like you're working like Ironman effort's going to be like a little bit dialed back and in everything. Like
gotcha.
If normally like a half Ironman we would be shooting for like 22 miles an hour average on the bike, like we're going to shoot for 20, and like usually we would run a half marathon in the 8-minute pace. We're going to shoot for like 10-minute pace. So you kind of just dial it back and pray. My whole family's going to be there, so that's going to be helpful.
Family, yeah.
My coach is going to be there, so that's going to be cool. She's going to be at one of the aid stations. We're gonna get her done. You should take your boat down.
I was just looking up on a map. It's like to get to Annapolis, it's far from me, but I saw Annapolis here, and the place is way down here. How long is it going to take you to get down there?
2 hours.
2 hours?
Yeah.
So it'd definitely probably take me like 2 hours and 45 minutes if I took the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a ways. It's definitely a ways. But it's 2 hours for me, but I'm all the way up to Severn. So I have to come down the Severn, and then so if I was in Annapolis, it would be like an hour and a half.
Gotcha. So it might take me like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah. Just over 2 hours, I'd say.
How much does it cost to rent a slip there?
It was cheap. It's like $100 a night or something. 100. Yeah, I think it's like.
And you're staying on the boat. You guys.
Yeah, we're staying.
Both
on
of
the
you
boat.
are. Just you two.
It's gonna be.
There's 4 of us.
There's 4 of us. We're gonna be broing out.
So I think Matt has a hotel Friday night.
Saturday night. Or
Friday night.
Friday night. Yeah.
Is that where the race starts at the hotel? Like right around there?
No, it's like that's like a couple minutes up the road.
Gotcha.
But we'll have a social event or something tomorrow night. But yeah, Matt has a hotel Friday night, so it'll be me, Matt, Ben, and Chase on the boat tomorrow night. Matt's leaving Friday, and then it's just Chase, I, and Ben.
You take your bikes on the boat?
Matt's driving his truck, so
gotcha.
We're gonna put the bike. We have taken the bikes for Eagle Man. We took them on the boat, and it's just a pain in the ass. Like you got to take the bike apart. You got to it's a pain in the ass. We did it for that Rock Hall one too. It's a pain in the ass.
Do you ride your bike? Are you gonna ride your bike from the hotel to the starting point, or how are you getting there? Or I guess in Matt's truck.
Yeah, one of the girls will drop us off. Yeah, I mean it's not too far, but we probably will not be riding we can't ride our bikes there actually because our bikes are going to be wrecked the day before.
Oh, okay.
So everything's got to be put up the day before. It'll be interesting. It's kind of set up different than the half Ironmans and the other triathlons that we've done. It's not.
The finish line isn't in the village. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's different.
It's a little ways away, so.
Yeah, I mean, weather's supposed to be good. It might get a little hot. It's supposed to be like 77 degrees in the middle of the day. So that
ton of jellyfish we're seeing in the bay.
Ton of jellyfish, dude.
Matt went and swam the other day in the Magathie and got stung all around his neck, and it was so red. He said it burned for like 4 hours straight.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
I was just like, oh yeah, thanks for making it even harder than it already needed to be. You know,
because I know Friday is supposed to be like 86 and sunny, and then Saturday it cools down just a hair, but not much.
Yeah. I was hoping it was going to be like, because what's going to suck, we're going to get out of the water and we're going to be chilly on the bike because it's going to be like 7, 8 a.m. It'll be like 60 degrees. Mm-hmm. And then right when we start running is going to be the hottest part.
It should be flip-flop. You should either run first.
That would actually be.
About the sleeves. About sleeves.
What sleeves?
The arm sleeves for the bike.
Yeah. So did I. Yeah.
So that way you can just like, you slide them on and off real quick when you get warm. And then I bought a head thing for the bike too, so that way like a
do-rag,
kind of not a do-rag but like a bandana of sorts, the things that people ride with motorcycle, but that way, because like I always get water, like sweat dripping on my glasses and stuff, so hopefully that'll
do you guys have like a towel that you wipe off with at all, or no?
Yeah,
not on the bike, but
not we don't carry it, but like in transition, like in a little bag. But yeah, it'll be
not from the water, but like I guess from the bike, between the bike and the end of the run, like aren't you like sweating to where you would want to wipe your face off or something, or no?
Yeah, that's what I have. I got a headband for that, so that way I'll wear it under my hat, so that way all the sweat just drips to the back. Yeah,
I just wear a running hat and that like kind of absorbs everything. But I'm like, by the end of the race, dude, I'm getting ice at the aid stations, putting it in my hat, and you're fully saturated.
Dude, the Ironman Maine, this guy was standing there with a pitcher of ice and water, and he was like, and I was like, yeah, sure, dump it on me. So I just stood there and just got ice, and it went all down my jersey, all the way, because your jersey's one piece. So it was like I had a bunch of ice just sitting on my butt, and it was like uncomfortable. I'm like trying to let it out while I'm running. It's crazy.
Anything to cool yourself down out there is.
Yeah.
All right, so the other thing, we're going to release another event soon, so keep posted. Oh, one cool thing, our Facebook has blown up, 20,000 subscribers. So shout out to Carl for that one, because he's been him and Eric have been patching together a lot of old content since we haven't posted an episode. And that thing's just been steady growing. This past month, we did 4.2 million views on Facebook videos.
Yeah, they're crushing it, man.
That's pretty crazy. So... Yep. That we do have I'll have to give you guys some. Do you work out?
Mm-hmm. I just started working out in June.
I'll have to get you some of this pre-workout. We're gonna try it this new sponsor that wants to sponsor us.
Real quickly, I just started working out in June only because one of Lupe's friends reached out and said, "Do you guys want to join this competition on the Move app?" I'm sure you guys know about that. No. And like it was like 5 teams of 4, and you compete against each other like weekly.
What's the Move app?
Have you heard of it?
No.
Strava, basically, probably.
You compete. So, like, let's say there's 6 teams. You're up against 1 team per week. So, let's say I'm against, it's us 4 on a team and another 4 on a team. You're basing them per week. So, you get points for runs, walks. You can do push-ups, weightlifting. Pretty much any workout you can think of, you get points for, and you try to compete against the other team. So, like, I'm more of a competitor. I like to compete against people, so that kind of motivated me to actually start working out.
They have this other cool thing that you might be interested in because you're a competitor. It's called Ironman. You could.
Can I sign up still?
You can still sign up.
I need a bike. You got a spare bike in your garage?
I do.
We can print you off
perfect size. I have the perfect size for you.
I could probably do the bike and the run, but
you think you could do the bike and the run? Just no training?
Yeah, but not the swim.
Dude, okay, now we have to do a video. One day we're gonna do.
We'll just simulate an Ironman. Yeah. We're just gonna have you untrained.
Bike.
We'll go bike 112 miles, and then we'll run a marathon together.
That'll be a great video,
and we'll see how you do.
I'm ready.
I think that he'll get to mile 70, 80 maybe.
On the bike?
And then you give up. Yeah.
I don't know if you make it 70, dude. I think less than that.
If we were riding somewhere flat, maybe like 70.
So when you guys did the 100-miler, did you go like 15 miles and then start declining in miles per hour, or you kept it the same the whole time?
Same pace, yeah.
And that was what, 20?
Actually, that last one, the end was the fastest because it was the flattest. So we were.
What's that pace for like the 100-miler? 20?
20 is like the goal for a race, but that was probably
what we
18.
did, like 17, 18, yeah. Because there was hills and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we had more stoppages. Like we were stopping at red lights, stopping at stops, stuff like that. Where in the race there will be less stoppages. It'll be more.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about your accident on your bike.
Oh yeah, I try to forget about that. Honestly, Nick, thank you.
I almost forgot about it until you guys started talking about the red lights.
I wish I had a video of that. Wait?
Honestly, I do too.
Did we not talk about you fucking crashing?
Not at all.
No.
So Chase buys a brand new around $12,000 bike and rides it 3 times, maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
And we went out on a very nice, easy training ride.
Ryan jinxed us. Let's not forget this part. Ryan wakes up kind of groggy in the morning. Go ahead, you tell it. Your wife threw you under the bus.
So yeah, I woke up. I was a little groggy. I was like, didn't feel like going out there and doing the work that we had to do. So I think I said something along the lines of like, if we just got hit by a car, we wouldn't have to.
Yeah, he was basically. I show up. I had an energy drink. I'm ready. Like I was just ready for this morning. I don't know why. And Ryan was a little sleepy. Paige walks out and she's like, Ryan, I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer, but Chase just seems like he's got more energy. And he's like, to be honest, I'm kind of thinking about mile 1 just wrecking, so you can come pick us up. And I'm just I'm not thinking of anything. I'm just like, I hope you don't jinx yourself. And I think Paige said that too. She was like, said something about jinxing yourself. And then we get like, and we're almost back by this point. And
we were like 40 miles in. We were gonna go like 60 or 70 that day. But yeah,
we were close.
Close enough not to crash.
And I was following Ryan. I was pretty close to him, and the worst part is we were going uphill. And there was a spot right there at the guardrail that was kind of in the road, and he goes around it, and I'm up on my handlebars like holding the top aero bars, and the way you're positioned, and I'm trying to make an excuse for myself here, the way you're positioned, you're kind of like higher up on the bike, so it's really hard to turn the handlebars and make yourself turn. You have to kind of lean. It's kind of like riding a crotch rocket a little bit. And so he goes around it, I see it the last second go around it, and then my weight shifted to come back because there's cars flying past us at like 50 miles an hour. So I'm trying to get back, on the shoulder a little bit, and my weight just kind of carried me, and I couldn't get my foot out to kick the guardrail, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going over. So I hit it. I didn't hit it like head on. I hit it kind of on the side, and I just flipped over it. My feet come out, everything, and I'm like over the thing, and my bike just did a 360 and like stayed standing up. It was kind of cool, actually.
All I heard was like, boom, fuck, and then I saw him in the woods.
And it was just you two?
Yeah.
Did you have to like, was your bike good or?
Yeah.
The handlebar broke.
Like, did you have to pay to get it fixed?
It cost me $245 or something for new aero bars, but.
And you just ordered that online and did it yourself, or you
had to take it somewhere? Just hit the manufacturer up, and they sent me new ones.
So then we had to wait, and Paige came and picked him up, and I ended up finishing.
That frame alone is $6,000, and it's carbon fiber. So like,
once it's got a crack, it's done.
Yeah, you're screwed. All the integrity's broken.
So your feet are strapped in, like
they're
clipped in.
Clipped in, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have mine super tight, so it's a little bit easier. Ryan's are probably a little tighter than mine, but I like just being able to get out of mine really quick.
Like if you have to.
Yeah, unfortunately, not quick enough. Apparently,
got to practice that part.
Yeah.
You got to practice the quickness. Yeah, it was kind of scary. Like I thought he would have been way more hurt than he was. Seeing like where he fell, there's like a stanchion post, like a metal, like with pointy edges.
Yeah, I saw the picture that you posted. Yeah.
So
I cut my finger up pretty bad, and I was bleeding pretty good, but because I like grabbed the rail and it sliced my finger because it was just sharp. So
it's a wild world we live in with Chase on his little bicycle.
I just didn't want to do 20 more miles, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was a good way to get out of it. It was my idea. You're welcome for that one. I think that's all I got today. I got to go cook the wifey. What kind of watch you got over there? Is that a?
Don't worry about it, dude.
What kind of watch is that?
I just looked at yours and I was surprised you're wearing your Rolly over there.
I don't think Nick saw my new watch yet.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice little investment.
Can we debate that? Is that
a nice little debate? It's a investment.
Is it an investment, Nick? I think Nick would probably be on the same page as you, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
So this watch, I forget what year I looked it up, but like 1990s, this watch was like $2,000. You could still get a 1990s model right now, and it would be like 11,000. So. Investment.
It's a long time to hold it.
Well, that's but people, the watches, like the Swiss watches, like they last forever. Like there's no battery. Like it's you have to get it serviced every 7 years by, send it into Rolex and they keep it for a couple of weeks and they tune it or whatever. But you know what? This watch has started already so many conversations. So like I was racing cars this weekend. First day, wore my Garmin watch. Then realized, because after you have something or you see something, you realize when other people have it. Like you start to notice it, where normally you probably wouldn't. And I saw, I don't know, a dozen people wearing Rolexes on the race, like at the racetrack, like doing, walking around the different pits and whatever. So then I wore my Rolex the next day. Had like 3 conversations that day with people like, oh, like I have an Explorer, you have a Yachtmaster, like you have a Submariner. So it's a good conversation starter. I was at a restaurant the other night and I met like my sister-in-law's boyfriend's brother or sister or whatever. And first thing he's like, oh, well, I like your watch. Like, what kind of watch is that? Like, I've been trying to get into collecting watches. So it is a conversation starter, and I am looking at it as an investment.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have anything?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't have
I'm
one
surprised.
Piece of jewelry.
I don't. This is it for me. I don't have any other jewelry.
So I was talking to Kristen's cousin about watches because he's a watch guy too. But he also dresses pretty nice, and I was.
So do I, dude. I got my PE property management shirt.
No, not that you
property
don't
management hat. You see this hat? PE home remodeling.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're to the T, dude. You look great. But like he's like. He wears like linen. His wife dresses him, but
shout out to PE Home Remodeling for sponsoring this episode and this outfit here.
Yeah. But so he's like, dude, this is like a guy's piece, right? Like if you have a watch or you have bracelets, that's like all of us we can only wear certain combinations of stuff before we're all just looking the same. But like if you have a certain watch, he's like, dude, you need to find your watch. He wears what's the one? Breitling, yeah. So that's like his thing, and he's like, Rolexes are some people's thing, and you just got to find your watch or whatever. But
it's a crazy world. Like I don't want to speak too much because I don't really know that much yet about it. I've been still like learning, but like just to get like I told them what model I wanted at the jewelry store, and like they don't like just have them readily available. They have to like call around and find them. So like this one, they flew in from Chicago. And then the other one, I wanted to see one with a blue face, and they flew it in from somewhere else.
Oh, just for you to see it?
Just for me to try it on and see it. And then I picked the one that I wanted, and they sent back the other one. But it's not like something that's just like at the store readily available.
Yeah.
Ever since you bought one, I've been watching this one guy in New York that just like...
Moses?
Maybe.
I've watched him on Instagram.
One of them. He just opened a store or something.
Yeah, Vukum.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He's funny.
Yeah.
I like it though. Like and that's all they do is just sell the watches and
flip watches. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So like I'm looking for. I've been looking now. I've just been like looking at other watches, but some of them, dude, are like the details get so crazy. So like the same watch with like a different bracelet or a different like bezel could change the price by $20,000 or $30,000. Like it's wild. Like the one I was looking at was like the same model as this, but it had like a different face and a different like bezel or something, and it was like $30,000-$40,000 more. So it's a wild fucking game, and the prices go up and down. But like if you get in and like you get an allocation from Rolex or from some of these people, like you could pretty much instantly sell most of them and make money. Like if you get a new one, like Pateks, you can get them for like $100K, and they're instantly like some of them are like $300,000. Like just because you have to get like approved to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Is Pateks a brand of Rolex?
No, it's a brand of watch.
Brand? Gotcha.
Yeah. So there's like a couple of like big, name brand or like watchmakers that trade higher than retail, but like they'll sell X amount of them, but they only sell a certain amount.
Oh, so it's limited to where the value goes up.
And they only sell it to specific people. And then you have to try to buy it on the secondary market if you want it. So,
God, I couldn't imagine getting a fake or something. You just paid like,
and then hard to tell
because you can only get it on the secondary market.
Yeah, that's why it's important. You got to get it like so. They gave me an appraisal with mine. Like I bought it at a very reputable jeweler to begin with. So they're an authorized Rolex dealer, so that's a big one. And then it comes with box and papers. Make sure it has the papers. It matches the serial number.
You got the green box?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
that's big too, from what I see of this guy.
Just the empty box is worth $500.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just the empty box without the watch. But yeah, it's a cool conversation starter. I only had my fitness watch, and like I would go to like a wedding or go somewhere, and you don't have anything like nice to wear. They do say wearing a watch like at an interview or at a meeting does make a difference. It's like something that people look at.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just have a Michael Kors over here.
Is that what that is? Michael Kors?
Since high school.
Nice. Yeah, Nick, I'll start sending you some.
Okay. I'll take a look at it.
I'll start sending you some. Don't worry. We'll get you on the game. And then they have watch meetups and shit. Like,
really?
Oh, yeah. Like, there's one in Colombia, or I think it's in Colombia, where a guy like rents out a room in a restaurant and people just come in and like they rock their, different watches, and they all meet and talk about it and touch each other or whatever. I don't really know what the fuck they do. But
be rich cucks.
Yeah, just be rich together, I guess. I don't know. All right. I think that's it, guys.
I think if you guys have October 23rd open, that might be the date for the next event.
Are we about to just cold announce this right now without any?
Let me see.
I could do the 23rd.
Okay. Get my calendar open here fast enough.
We do have to call
yeah, we'll make it happen.
Ross and Mike Griffith to make sure we can use the space on that day. But tentative date, October 23rd, 6 to 9, Albers and Associates, and hopefully I'm saying this and I'll get permission, and if not, I'll announce on the next one that we're not having the event there. So probably shouldn't have fucking announced anything, really.
But no, either way, we're locking in that date, October 23rd, baby, 6 to 9. We'll let you know the location.
All right, guys. Until next time, see ya.